Okay, hi everybody.
Hey.
This week I read the 2014 Horizon Report Europe School Edition. What I found was it kind of talked about a lot of the technology that we've previously discussed throughout the course. What I was interested in was, since this was written in 2014, I was curious if this stuff had been implemented. So two of the things that they talked about being implemented within a year, or it was using tablets and also cloud storage. I don't think that those two things are necessarily widespread yet, but I don't know because I'm not a teacher.
I would say you said it was cloud storage, and what was the other one?
Tablets.
Okay, so we have both at my school, but my school is a little bit of a different situation than I think your average high school is. They created, it's the Kirk Lewis Career and Technical High School, so it was created with the idea of being a little bit more innovative than the other high schools in the district. At my school, every student has a tablet that they take home. They turn it in for the summer, but they keep it during the school year.
Wow.
And then I don't know if we have like a deal with Microsoft or whatever, but we have Office 365, which offers OneDrive. So they have storage through that. They have a school supplied Google account that also has storage. So like they got more storage than they ever actually use. But yeah, so I guess we're using both, but this is again a school that was built 2 years ago, right around 2014 when that article was probably written. So
yeah,
which is cool because that means that our school is on the cutting edge, but it's definitely not a standard operating procedure, I would say, in schools.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Also, the report talked about stuff like gamification, which we've already discussed. One cool thing that they talked about was using gamification to teach students how to resolve conflicts that are culturally sensitive in nature.
Ooh.
Which I thought was really cool and kind of time sensitive,
Yeah.
going on. So
it is interesting.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
The only thing that was talked about that we haven't discussed before was virtual laboratories. So like schools who don't have the ability to have an actual physical laboratory can utilize someone else's laboratory from far away, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
And
go ahead.
I was thinking of, they have apps for students, to play chemist, and they can mix stuff and do that kind of thing. So I think that's already being implemented right now.
Well, I haven't seen anything like that, but that's cool. Well, my article was the 2016 K-12 edition, which many of you have already read, but it's still a work in progress. So they offered a lot of articles that they're considering putting in the 2016 edition. They're kind of being vetted right now by collaborators. It's on a wiki, so anybody can sort of voice their opinion on the articles that are posted, which is kind of cool. One of the cooler ones that I read about, well, there were a few that addressed virtual reality as a tool to be used in schools, which I think is really neat.
Yeah.
But one thing that we've talked about briefly, not a lot, is like screen time, like being connected to our actual worlds. And so I thought it was really interesting because virtual reality, they talked about like being able to travel through a bloodstream in a virtual reality situation, which is amazing. It's like the Magic School Bus. I don't know if you watched that when you were a kid. But that's awesome. But also, like, we want our kids to be still present in the real world also. You don't want them to be walking around all the time with those virtual reality goggles on or whatever. So that'll be really cool. A lot of the stuff they talked about is only just now becoming commercially available, which means that in terms of public education, it will be many years before it's cost effective for a public school to purchase that sort of technology, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some schools that already have it, and so I'm going to be really interested in the next few years to keep an eye on how they're using the virtual reality stuff. And I think like Google Glasses are kind of the first step in that direction. And along with that, like holographic displays. If I could, in my math classroom, somehow pull up a hologram of a 12-sided 3D figure, that's like a very abstract thing that a kid isn't able to visualize in their head. But if you can just create it real fast using like CAD software that we already have, that would be really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited really for the 2016 edition to come out after they go through all these articles, because there's a lot of innovative stuff on there that probably won't be available for me for a while.
Right.
So I think I'll look forward to that, but I'm also going to start researching how I can get a 3D printer for my campus, because that is already it's not cost effective, let's be honest. I'm not buying one, but it's like something that's already available that is you can start using, having your students design a prototype. And I took a drafting class when I was in high school where we built stuff on the computer, so then we could print it. That would be really cool. So I don't know how you go about getting funding for something like a 3D printer, but it's on my list of things to research this year.
There's probably a grant out there for that.
There's gotta be.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was really it. There was so much stuff. We could talk about it on here for 100 years, all the interesting ideas that people have.
Right.
And coding was another big thing, which we've also talked about. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we've covered a lot over the last 6 units.
Yeah, I feel like a new person. Like I'm going to show up at work and be like, we should do this and we should do this. And my administration's going to be like, in your dreams, do that.
Or they're going to be like, okay, you can be in charge of this initiative.
Hey, I'm all about that. I'm bossy. Just put me on it.
That's awesome. Hopefully something good will come out of it.
Yeah. Well, that I think wraps it up for, this is the last one, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, the last one. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's final projects.
Yeah, me too. That'd be really cool.
Well, enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Yep, see you later.